I love the co-main, some great UFC matchmaking from the UFC. Two veterans who Joe Lauzon's been in the UFC since 2006. Cowboy joined later in 2011, but Cowboy was in WEC for many years before that, and UFC brought the WEC. So can't say he's in the UFC as well around the same time. So these guys have had, like, Cerrone's had over 50 fights, 54 fights. Joe Lauzon's had 43 fights. Cerrone's active. Joe Lauzon's not as active now, getting into the really, late stages of his career. But I think this is going to be a stand-up fight. Joe Lauzon's got great submissions, and he's got 17 submissions, but so has Cowboy. Cowboy's also got 17 submissions, and I think they both got good submission games. Cerrone's more known for his striking, and Lauzon's more known for his submission game. But I feel like it's gonna be a battle from standing, because normally if you got kind of two guys on the same level of ground, sort of both black belts in jiu-jitsu, it sort of goes down on the feet, and we know these guys that they're ready to scrap. Donald Cerrone got that more Muay Thai style. Joe Lauzon's got that more boxing style. But for those of you who don't know much about Lauzon, Cerrone's a much bigger name than Lauzon, but Lauzon's also, fought big names. He beat Jens Pulver, and Lauzon actually jokes about this because that was Lauzon's debut into the UFC. Jens Pulver quit the UFC when he was a lightweight champion, came back to the UFC, and that was his first fight, and Joe Lauzon took him out of there. I think it was in the first round, and he was a 7-1 underdog. And he always jokes saying that he shouldn't have been given a bout because Jens Pulver never lost a bout. He just went off and fought in Japan and came back to the UFC. Obviously, they gave the bout to someone else in that time. But it was a massive shock, and everyone was like, who's this guy that's just taken out Jens Pulver? And one thing about Lauzon is when he gets you hurt, he swarms on you. And this is what I think is going to be a problem for Cowboy. Cowboy does not do well when someone's just on him and he's hurt. We've seen that against McGregor. We've seen that against Gaethje. His last fight, Alex Morono, in the first round got taken out, and Joe Lauzon starts first. So that's a little trend that I've been seeing in terms of Joe Lauzon's quick starter, and he's finished a few people in the first round. Diego Sanchez, he finished in the first round. Marvin Gallard, he was dangerous at the time. He got finished in the first round. Pierce, he's finished in the first round. Gomes finished in the first round. And Cerrone can be a slow starter. He was being ill. That's why this fight was pushed back to this card. He's been filming something in Thailand. We know that he suffers with a lot of anxiety before he goes out there, which means that he can be a slow starter. So I believe if Joe Lauzon just puts it on him from the start, could be an early finish. But saying that, Cerrone's a veteran. Get him into those, maybe second, third round, he's going to start unleashing those head kicks, can catch Joe Lauzon with a head kick. Just to go over Joe Lauzon's I mentioned a few names there, but he's also beat Jeremy Stevens by submission. He had a war with Jim Miller. Some people say that third round is one of the best third rounds in history. He did lose that fight. Also beat Chiesa, but he has lost to a lot of, big names as well. Masvidal, Pettis, Ali Quinter, Clay Guida, some other big names. But, he's fought them all at the same time, same as Cowboy has. Now, going on to Cowboy, he's got, I think it's he's on a 5 fight skid. But it's a bit unfair on him because he's fought, Gaethje he lost to, then he lost to McGregor, then he lost to Pettis, which was a close fight, to be fair. That could have gone either way. He went up to welterweight, no contest for Price. So he's actually not on a losing streak, to be fair to him. That was a no contest eye poke. And then it was Alex Morono, and he got KO'd in the first round. Now he's back to lightweight. His record at lightweight is so much better than it is at welterweight. I don't know the exact figures, but welterweight is not his division. He just gets outpowered there. But, this is back at lightweight. One thing I did really like about Cerrone, he had a little resurgence when he had his son, and it was like Father Cerrone, where he went out there, he submitted Perry. That's what I'm saying. He has got submissions as well. Alex Hernandez and Ali Quinter as well. He beat those guys in a row, and I was really surprised that he beat Ali Quinter, because Ali Quinter at that time had a 5-fight win streak, lost to Khabib, fair, and then he beat Kevin Lee, and then Cerrone actually used his Muay Thai and his variety of attacks to beat Ali Quinter. Then after that, obviously, lost to Gaethje and stuff like that. But this is the point I'm trying to make in the first round. What if you guys have seen the Darren Till fight, when Darren Till came out as a star? Cerrone got finished in the first round when he's got that pressure on him. So I think that's going to be the game plan for Lauzon. full speed ahead. But if Cerrone gets the better of him, I can see Lauzon trying to take him down. I don't think he'll be able to, but Lauzon's great. They can get, maybe have to get to his back and stuff like that. I just feel like Lauzon's more, because of Cerrone's illness and he's been away filming. Cerrone needs to be focused, man. I feel like Lauzon, he's less active, but I feel like he's more focused and he wants to get the win. He's coming off a win as well, whereas obviously Cerrone's coming off a loss. His last, I think it's Lauzon's last win was a first round to win against Pierce. So yeah, I know I've rambled on and I've gone all over the place, but I think it's gonna be a great fight. And shout out the veterans, man, still doing it. I'm just gonna check now to see how old Cerrone is. So Cerrone is actually 39. And I'll just get a figure for you for Joe Lauzon as well to see how old he is. I just can't believe at this age these guys are still gonna, Lauzon's 38, so it's a great matchup. And these guys are still at this age gonna put on a war for us. So make sure you don't forget that fight. Don't just tune in for the main event. Let's see these guys, and they both still want to have like 2 more fights and they still want to carry on going. So it's an important one. I feel like Cerrone loses again. I don't know if Dana will cut him out because he's a big fan favorite as well. But yeah, wish them both. I don't want to see any of them lose, but I think Joe Lauzon is just going to get it done quickly in this one.